thought it would be really fun to do a tag video. So I was watching Sammy or Beauty Crush doing this tag with her boyfriend or Ricky Richards TV, and it looked awesome. I haven't seen a really good tag in so long. It just reminded me of my childhood, and that was probably my favourite time of my life. So it's called the 90s Kids Survey. Finally found the questions and I just loved the tag, loved the questions, and thought I have to absolutely do this because I am a 90s baby all the way. I was born in the 89, but 90s was my decade, baby. I freaking loved the 90s. I think like 90s moving onto the new millennium era. I wasn't really like early 90s kind of girl. I was more of like a late 90s because I don't have memories of like early 90s. So yeah. When we were growing up, we didn't actually have cable TV. It was really expensive back in the day, so so I'm gonna have to say I don't really know. I'm sorry. Oh my god. So growing up, I loved Rage every Saturday or Sunday, whatever it was, and you know, you'd wake up early so you can start from like the top 100 all the way to the number 1, and oh my god, those music videos were crazy. Oh, there were so many. I loved all the boy bands. I adored Backstreet Boys. They were just they were my favorite. I knew all their songs off by heart, like the lyrics. Remember when you bought the CDs, like the albums, and they come with like the little booklet things and it's got all the lyrics? Would study them and sing along with the song. I thought that was really cool. Loved Britney Spears and Christina Aguilera. I loved them both. You couldn't make me choose. I was never a fan of NSYNC though. I thought that they were like a cheaper version of Backstreet Boys. I was a Backstreet Boys fan all the way. One other boy band that I absolutely adored was Five. I loved them. Oh my god, and S Club 7. How could I forget that? See, this is hard because I don't remember cable TV. So, you know Alex Mack? Was that on Nick? That was on Nickelodeon, wasn't it? Nickelodeon Junior. Holy moly. I had the biggest sweet tooth. I still do. My favourite candy. Ooh, I love the rosette lollipops. It's like green and red. And in the Philippines, I remember growing up there, they had a lot of these like little jugs that had bits of bubblegum in them, and then you can pour it out and like little really small pieces of bubblegum come out like the size of Nerds, and you pour them out and then you put them in your mouth, and when you chew them it just forms bubblegum. I love that. Yeah. And gobstoppers, of course, and of course your Redskins and your Milky thingies. It's like a Redskin but it was made out of milk. Love that one. Favorite game? I loved Monopoly. Oh, and Operation, that was awesome. But we never owned it, so I didn't really play it that often. Monopoly was my all-time favorite game, and it was always on my wish list for every like birthday, Christmas. I remember the first time we got it. We got the Australian version. I loved it so much. It was so much fun. I think that was the only board game that I like. I love it. Like, I still play it. It's the best board game ever. Connect 4 and Guess Who, if you guys played that, that was awesome. I haven't played board games in so long. And Battleships. Battleships was really fun. I really enjoyed that one. That was cool. Yeah. Oh, wow. Jeez, I can't remember. I remember they came out with Hello Kitty. Oh God, it's been so long. I don't know. All of them? I don't know. I can't tell you because I can't remember. Okay, this is easy. Hands down, my favorite book of all time was Magic Faraway Tree and the Enchanted Forest by Enid Blyton. That woman is, she was like my idol when I was growing up. I lived through those books. They were my favorite. I'm like tearing up thinking about it. The Wishing Chair, the Magic Faraway Tree, The Enchanted Forest, Secret 7, Famous 5. I loved her books. They were amazing. Just thinking about it, and like Moonface, and like how you go up to the top of the Magic Faraway Tree and always takes you to a new place. And then I even remember that they came out with like a TV series on it, and I was like, oh, I don't know. But because in my head it was like so different, because like people lived on that magic faraway tree, and the way it was described, my mind would just go crazy, and like it just reminded me of, what do you call it, tree houses, which was my favorite thing. It was like my dream to own a tree house. Childhood, man, great memories. As you can tell, I'm like a kid at heart. I will watch those movies and TV shows again. I like to live in the past, which isn't good, but I just had the best time growing up. Wow. Favorite clothing store. Okay, so let me just name a couple that I shopped at. Supre, Valley Girl, which I still kind of do. JJ's, which sometimes I dabble into. Apparently things haven't really changed. Okay, so Supre, I definitely don't really buy a lot of things from there anymore. Valley Girl, JJ's, I remember Tightrope because it was really cheap, and Ali also. But my favorite I think was Valley Girl. And what other store? Oh, City Beach was really popular growing up. Really popular. Everyone had those Roxy shorts and shirt, and the hats, the trucker caps. Holy moly. Oh, actually, I grew up in the NT, and we had Cheese TV in the afternoon rather than in the morning. So actually we had like Dragon Ball Z and Sailor Moon and all of that stuff in the afternoon. So I actually watched that for a while when I was in primary school. Yeah, they had like Card Captor Sakura, which I loved. Loved. Was my favorite. Yeah. Holy. Okay, so next question. It's like lots of 9 questions, so okay, so this is my favorite question because I love 90s TV shows. My absolute favorite TV shows when I was younger, maybe dating back to when I was 6 years old, was Art Attack. Freaking love that show. And Postman Pat. Still love that show. It's just so calming. Like, Postman Pat, Postman Pat, Postman Pat is like a white cat. Early in the morning, That's awesome. Play School. If you're in Australia, you grow up to Play School, so I love that. And when they had the Arts and Crafts Day, they had like a day dedicated to like making things out of like recycled stuff, like toilet rolls and everything like that. That was my favourite because I was into like arts and craft and stuff. What else? Oh, you know what I love? Williams, Wish Wellingtons, Williams, Wish Wellington. Love that show. And then of course the classics. Hey Arnold, Daria, Arthur, Cat Dog, Angry Beavers. I loved Rugrats. And I loved Dragon Ball Z. I didn't watch all of it because there's Dragon Ball, Dragon Ball Z, Dragon Ball GT, and I didn't even know after that. Loved Pokemon, like before they started coming out with like all of the new like Pokemon. I loved Pokemon, like Jessie and James. We'd buy the VHS and rewatch Pokemon episodes. Good times. Yeah, favorite TV show, can't really tell you, but they were like my top 20. Actually, I downloaded the whole series of Daria and watched it again. That was good. Yeah, that was awesome. So, okay, so with toys, my favorite kind of thing was like arts and craft and stuff. So every time we'd go into Toy World or Toys R Us or something like that, I loved going into like the factory, like DIY section, where like you'd have like a bubblegum factory where you kind of make your own bubblegum, and then you have like a sticker factory making your own sticker, nail polish factory where you make your own nail polish and stuff like that. So I loved those. Apart from that, favorite toys would be like just your Barbie dolls. I had like a teddy bear and a Barbie doll that I absolutely adored. Like I had like the whole house thing as well, and I had Kelly, of course. Never had a Ken though. What else? Oh, there was this one toy that I wanted Mum to get me and she never did, and I was always so upset by that. It was Baby Born, if you guys have ever heard of it. It's like this little baby that you take care of, and it comes with like a bottle that has milk in it, but then when you tip the milk into her mouth to feed the baby, it disappears. Like, what is that? You also have food that you feed her with, and then she poops it out. It was awesome. My mind was blown, and I was like, holy moly, I want that baby. I want that baby born. But I never got it. I think it was pretty expensive, like $50 or something like that for a baby born. Yeah, otherwise Polly Pocket, love that. Like, you can cut it around. And Tamagotchis, of course. Of course. I had the Digimon ones. Me and my friends would verse each other. You can connect them. The Mentos commercial. Yeah. There was one where it was a chick, she breaks her heel and then someone gives her a Mentos and then she thinks of breaking off the heel for both of them and just walks off. I don't know, I love those Mentos ads. Mentioned this already, Backstreet Boys all the way. Backstreet Boys. If they had a concert right now, I would be like on a plane to go there. Yeah. I love the Backstreet Boys so much. My favourite was Nick. Nick was the cutie. I liked Brian. I thought he was a really good singer, but I kind of always thought he was a little bit. And the other guys weren't really all that attractive to me. Yeah, Nick was my favourite. I think Nick was everybody's favourite. Alright, so fashion. I love those like Converse high tops, except I had ones that went up to like my knees. It was awesome and it was in army print and I thought I was the coolest kid in town with those things. My dad and my brother hated them because they were like, that is the fuggliest thing I've ever seen in my life. And I was like, you guys can go F yourselves. No, I never gonna accept that. I was just like, oh screw you guys, I don't care, rah rah rah, don't tell me what to do. But looking back, I would have been like, what the F, if I was like dad or mum and I saw myself, like I saw my child wearing those clothes, I'd be like, holy moly, what is she into, kind of thing. I'm surprised I didn't get bullied in high school, like honestly, with the stuff that I wore. I was very, very out there with my clothing. Other like weird fashion trends when I was growing up was like those butterfly clips and you'd have like 2 on either side or you'd have like a couple that do that kind of thing. Oh, do you also remember those, like, I'm not sure if you guys have ever used it, you probably didn't, but those coloured tubes of mascara that you put on your hair, so like you can have like streaks of red and it looks like you kind of dyed your hair and stuff. So many trends. Oh, remember like the denim skirt and leggings phase? What was that? I honestly thought that looked good. Now I'm just like, something about that looks wrong. Growing up, there's a couple of things that we collected. First of all, who didn't collect Pokemon cards? And you'd always like buy the booster packs to collect holographics. My brothers collected Magic cards, never really got into that, and then there was like Yu-Gi-Oh cards and stuff. Nah. I think I stopped at Pokemon cards because it was really fun and they were super cute. What else? Oh, marbles. Did anybody get into marbles at all? I loved marbles. For anybody not familiar with marbles, they're just like little like round rock things almost, like glass beads, and then you dig a hole in the ground and then like you had to try and push the other person's marble into the hole, and then if you do that you get to keep theirs. It was so much fun, and that was definitely like a primary school thing, and you'd have like the speckled one and the cat eye, and they had all these different names for the different marbles. That was one thing. And Tazos, if you guys remember, it's like that circle thing that you, I don't even know how we used to play that. Oh, I loved collecting stickers. Yeah. That was my thing. Like in primary school I'd get like little stickers and there'd be fuzzy ones, smelly ones, shiny ones, and I'd always like try to peel them off and then put it in my sticker book. And I loved collecting stationery. I was such a freak. I loved like all the Hello Kitty stuff, and I would just collect and collect and collect cute stationery and never used it because I was like, it's too adorable, I can't even. So I had like a bunch of stationery when I like became a teenager that I never used, and I eventually just gave it to my sister who adored it and she loved it too. So I think that's what's going to happen with my makeup collection. I'm just going to keep collecting to when I'm older. I'm just going to be like, holy crap, I have a shitload of makeup, and then eventually give them all away to my sister. That's what's gonna happen. I can see it now. Never got into Beanie Babies, don't even know what the hell that is. I've heard of it, just never, I don't think it was really that big of a deal in Australia. I think I only went through one or two, and then I got into the Digimon ones. Yeah, they were awesome. I loved Sony, grew up on that. PlayStation was our baby. PlayStation 1, our first game was Crash Bandicoot. Best game ever. And also Tony Hawk's skateboarding thing. Those were my two absolute favorite games of all time. Like on the PlayStation, we played like for hours and hours and hours non-stop. And then I remember one time we were playing Crash Bandicoot and we just got up to a point where we couldn't go any further, so we cheated and used the cheat and unlocked all of the stages. And of course, Tekken. Tekken was the bomb. It was awesome. I still love Tekken. Still gonna be my favorite like fighting game of all time. Yeah. My favorite character was like Eddie. Yeah, Tekken 2 was what we like started at, because I think Tekken was just crap. Like Tekken 1, like the original, was just very bad quality. And then I remember they had the dinosaur and like one of its attacks was a fart. And like so the dinosaur would fart on someone and then they'd collapse, and it was such a cheat move because then like as soon as they get up you just fart on them again and then they just keep collapsing and like it takes off life and then you just kept farting on them and eventually you won. So it was always a rule that we couldn't pick that character or lore because you can just do like the repetitive circles. And yeah, it was so much fun. I love that game because I have like 3 younger brothers and 1 little sister, so we always played the PlayStation against each other. It was so much fun. I love my childhood. So that's everything. I've really enjoyed doing this tag. It just brought so many good memories. It was just so nostalgic, and I honestly thoroughly enjoyed my childhood. I had an amazing family to grow up with, and just my brothers and sisters, loved them even though there's so much drama sometimes. But I just loved it. Love. So yeah, I hope you guys do this if you're a 90s baby, and I hope you kind of reminisced with me and are familiar with some of the things that I talked about. If you are a 90s kid, please do this tag. I would love to watch your video. Thumbs up if you're a 90s kid and you love the 90s, and thumbs up for tag videos because I don't do them very often because I'm not sure if you guys enjoy them. I'll tag all the people down below. Hopefully I get it right. If you're a 90s kid, please do this and post it as a video response down below. Look forward to watching your videos, and I'll see you in my next one. Bye! TV in the 90s.